Hello folks, John here again with the Novelty Expressed series of videos that I'm posting. Actually my pursuit in finding novelty in my life, and also hopes to bring novelty in your lives and encourage others to find novelty in their lives every day. At the moment here, I'm going to personally try and convey a concept that maybe for some others it might be novel to them, or for others that might already be thinking about stuff like this, that they can maybe take it a step further themselves. So actually at the moment here, I'm going to attempt to convey my thoughts on two powerful forces in the universe, and those forces are receiving and giving. Both those forces, I think that easily could be broken down to everything within the universe. I think everything in its simplest form can be broken down to those two forces. So I'm going to try to actually keep this as short as possible. I think it is pretty complex when you really start diving into it, so I'll do my best. So in my immediate environment here, I would think I'm going to try to pick out like three things and kind of break it down, if you will. So at the moment here, there are some live bushes, trees that actually don't have leaves yet. It's early spring here. But both those, if you think about it, they are constantly receiving energy from the sun. They are receiving our carbon dioxide. They are receiving strength training through their fight against the wind and so forth. And in return, they're providing oxygen. They're giving oxygen. I think because they are nature themselves, I think for the most part, and we could probably dive into that a little bit more, I think they're pretty well balanced. I think the amount of receiving that they do, I think for what they're giving back, I think it'd be easily balanced out. I think they're kind of like right there in the middle. Let's see here. How about that house right there? I would say that house definitely receives attention from its owners. It has to keep up with the plumbing, keep up with the electrical, any kind of repairs that it needs. So it's definitely receiving attention. And in return, what is it doing? It's giving shelter. So there you have it for a house, right? How about the sun? I'm hoping I'm aiming correctly there. Well, the sun, it's actually pretty interesting, huh? I think that a free-floating body out in space, I'm not really sure how it's receiving, but probably no wonder it's so powerful, because it's doing nothing but giving. It's giving life. It's giving its energy. It's giving its gravitational pull to keep the solar system in place. That's something that's quite interesting here when we're breaking things down in the universe and so forth, right? And so how about us? Well, we are creatures of reception, right? We have 5 senses. All those senses are geared towards receiving. And I believe that the reception that we do through our 5 senses are filtered, if you will, filtered through a program. And that program is our ego. Yeah, our ego. So everything, and for the most part, everything that we do seems to be a calculated effort to, what's in it for me, right? How does this benefit me? And it's just the way we're built. This is who we are. However, the beauty of us is that we have a choice. And like I said earlier, I think everything is broken down into those two main forces. And if you take it a step further and go all the way to the end of the 1 scale of giving, I think we can easily, translate that end of that scale, I think, is our Creator. On the other end, of the receiving end of that scale, I think, I'll leave it up to you guys, determine kind of who's in charge of that. But so I think that because we have a choice, I think we can easily, determine the amount of giving back, to kind of balance out the scale of us just being built as receiving machines. I think that's a beautiful choice that we can make, for having the ability to make a choice. But when we're operating under a specific software that is actually run by our ego, I think that could be extremely difficult. If you really think about it, how are you giving back? I'm not going to get into how I'm giving back, but I think that's our goal. Our goal is to tip the scale towards our Creator, and it's difficult. I really think it is difficult, but there is a way to kind of hack into that software program, and it's actually a pretty powerful hack, if you will, in order to tip the scale and put it into your favor to get into the giving side. When you tip the scale towards that side, amazing things start to happen for sure. I don't think anything's better than imitating our Creator. So there is a particular story that I would love to tell that would provide some tools in order to take what would normally be a receiving on your end and actually turn it into a giving motion, a giving relation to whatever it seems that you're going to be receiving. And I think it is powerful. I think it is something that I should definitely try to relate. I'm not going to do it now because this video is definitely getting a little too long. So stay tuned for the next one. Stay tuned for that story. Thanks, guys.